We have a rule right now that says you cannot use name, image, and likeness to entice a player to come to your school. Hell, read about it in the paper. I mean, Jackson State paid a guy $1 million last year that was a really good Division I player to come to school. It was in the paper, and they bragged about it. Nobody did anything about it.
Come on, Nick. What are you really saying? Are you trying to tell us that in all of your years of coaching, with all of the championships, with all the professional players, you never had one kid in the entire time that you've been Alabama that's gotten paid? You're trying to tell us that none of your players received any benefit from any booster or fan? Are you really trying to tell us that Alabama football is the most righteous program in college sports? Is that what you're really saying? I personally think NIL is bad for the game, but it's here, and teams have to deal with it. So here's a response by former NBA player Steven Jackson in response to hearing Nick Saban's outrageous comments about Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, and the Jackson State University football team. And then after you hear Steven Jackson talk, I've got a little bit of a video snippet where Deion Sanders, just in only the way Deion Sanders can, respond to what Nick Saban said. You have to watch this to the end. It's that good. Seriously, you got to hear Deion Sanders talk about this.
Hey, OG Prime, when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. That goes to show that you're applying pressure. And they threatened. Oh, yeah, they threatened. When you have a big coach like Nick Saban and come out and just blatantly lie like that about a player getting $1 million, Jackson, you are applying pressure, Deion, and they threaten. Why we can't play for our people and make our people look good sometimes? Why we got to run to these D1s? Oh, you mad because you didn't get the best player in the country, Nick Saban. That's what you used to, huh? Yeah, it's a new day. Shout out Deion Sanders. Keep doing what y'all doing at Jackson State, man. But when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. And that's all they doing. Nick Saban, that was real low of you. Nobody expected that from you. But you're saying a lot at the same time. Deion is putting pressure on y'all. And he's treating these boys and telling them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
You know, break that down for me, that dynamic, you know, when you talk about...
That hit. I mean, that hit. Like when my son called me, first of all, when your child calls you, they know I go to sleep early, you know, unless I'm on Netflix and, you know, whatever. When he called me, I'm like, what's wrong? You all right? Yeah, Dad, you ain't hear what this dude said? I said, what are you talking about? And he sent me the article. I said, don't worry about it. I got it. I handle it. And just that quickly, God gave me words to spit out because I had to respond real quick to let them know I'm going to respond. Don't worry about it. I'm going to respond. And the conclusion of the tweet that I put out was, we don't have to pay our people to play with our people. It was something to that extent, but it was crafty. It was keen. And I said, okay, I got the attention, but I got it because you never want to make a declaration or give a response based on emotions. You always want to bring it down. No matter what, especially in relationships, bring it down.
I love it.
We go with a sound mind and sit back and relax and just, you know, think it through. So once I thought it through, I said, you know what? I don't want to just hit play and spit. I don't want to do that. That's too easy. Let me sit down with one of my guys, John Jacques Taylor, who was a journalist who writes for Sports Illustrated as well as ESPN, the magazine. And he's done several stories and he's been down with me ever since I was with the Cowboys. So he came over to the crib and we just sat down. I said, look, 3 things I got to do. I got to be professional. That's number 1. Let's keep that straight. I got to be professional. I'm a head coach. People are looking up to me and depending on me. I say, number 2, I got to represent our people. I got to represent our people well. And number 3, I got to check him so he knows, don't play with me. So I wanted to accomplish those 3 things. And I think we did. There are phone going on. People calling, and now there we go. I wanted to accomplish those 3 things, and I think we did. Matter of fact, I know we did. Right. So it wasn't even about. I'm a thinker, my man, Brandon. I'm a thinker. You're a thinker. You guys are thinkers. Like I'm a critical thinker. That thing wasn't about me. When I look through the smoke and through the fire, Coach Saban used me and used Jimbo Fisher as pawns in his plea for help from his boosters and his donors. We were just pawns. So now he was really going at his people to up the ante so that he could outdo Coach Fisher.
Right.
Now, they just threw me in the fire because of what we accomplished in recruiting last year with Kevin Coleman and Travis and some others. They just threw us in the fire because he was the spokesman for all SEC and he was the spokesman for all the Power Fives and the PWIs by saying, hey, y'all, we can't let that happen again now. All right. I'm going to go out on a limb. So I don't blame him, man. I know what he was trying to do. I saw through the bull jump. I really did.
Right. So I'm gonna throw two things at you, let you respond. I love you. You're a thinker, but you're also a talker. So I'm gonna let you respond to these two things.
Yeah.
One, how did you get Travis Hunter then? Right? Like, how do you get a guy and flip a guy to go from a Power 5 to a HBCU? That's one. The second thing.
You call it flip. No, give me one at a time. I'm too old.
No, you can't. You got it. You're a thinker.
I can't remember.
Let him respond.
Go.
Let me get the first one first. I can't remember the second. Okay. First of all, I don't call it flip because he had never visited Jackson State. He had never been to an HBCU. All he's heard about all his whole life was this, that at the Powers. Now, getting him on campus and bringing him to an HBCU game and a game of that magnitude where we got 60,000 of yo people in there screaming, hollering, and yelling and shouting, and you never seen nothing like it because you've never seen that many people. You couldn't fathom. Y'all can't fathom seeing 60,000, man, of your people on one accord. I mean, having a good time. Man, ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody doing no crazy. Ain't nobody shooting. Ain't nobody robbing. Ain't nobody stealing. We all out there for one plausible cause. That was a beautiful thing. And we won. Right. And he got to see a guy that he looked up to in his element, living in his purpose. I was in my bag. Pre-game speech, post-game, doing the game. I'm in my bag. I'm doing what God has blessed me to do. And you see that at that level, and you saying, dang, I never even fathomed that this could be like that. Now the door is open and the gate is open. And we talked to mama. And see, one of those other schools made a mistake. When mama said, don't do this, and they did that.
What was that?
And they got, okay.
Come on, give us something, bro.
They made a mistake. Mama said, don't do this. If you did that, now that's a wrap. Yeah. And we was 100. We kept it 100. We kept it straight. We ain't trying to buy you. We ain't trying to solicit you. We ain't trying to do none of that. And they didn't want to be bought anyway. They don't even get down like that. So we got and Travis wanted to learn from me, man. He really wanted. When we do one-on-ones right now, Travis said, Coach, can you come over? I said, Travis, I got a whole team to watch soon. Can you come over here and just watch this? Coach, 7 on 7, Coach, can you come on my side? Like Travis. But he wanted like that. But I love it because he wanted like that. He's pulling it out of me. He wants it like that. He competes in everything. We fishing. He compete. He compete.
I'm not sure if you've seen this, but Nick Saban did a press conference when he came out and he said he reached out to you, and we're going to play that audio of him saying that he reached out and called you.
I reached out to him, never got a response, but I feel bad about it, but I'm not changing my philosophy on, I look at the betterment of college football. What is good for the game?
Did Nick Saban really reach out to you? And two,
yeah, he did. He did.
Okay.
He reached out to my people. He didn't reach out to me because he don't have my cell. He reached out to my people for certain. He did.
Okay. Will you sit down and talk with him?
Let me tell you how I get down. If you go at me in public,
I know
we got to deal with it in public. Don't go at me in public and try to solve it in private. We can't do that. Let's come on a forum publicly and deal with it publicly. Oh, man. No. You showed up publicly. We got to deal with it publicly. We can't do it no other way. That ain't right. That ain't code. That ain't code. You got to understand, I don't hold grudges. I have the utmost respect for Coach Saban. I know Coach Saban is the magna cum laude to me of all college football coaches. Coach Saban will probably, what he's accomplished in college football may never be accomplished again. I love who he is as a coach.
That's why it was disappointing.
What he said and what he did, that's just a moment, man. I'm not going to put him in a category just because he had a bad moment. That's not who he is. He had a bad moment. He got caught up.
So what do you think? Is Nick Saban basically worried about smaller schools stepping into the big pool that Alabama has to compete with? Does he have a case here, or is he just spouting basically jealousies for losing out now on some of the big-time players? Calling out Jimbo Fisher, calling out Deion Sanders, but he's not talking about the money that Bryce Young got last year. It's funny, that was okay though, right, Nick? Bryce Young picking up, what, I think like $800,000. NIL is not good for the game. That's my opinion, but it's here, and now we have to deal with it. And Nick, pointing fingers at other people, ain't gonna get it done. I've been following Jackson State University and Deion Sanders for a couple months now. It's really impressing me. If you want to see more of the videos about what Deion Sanders is doing at JSU, go ahead and click right here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Talk to you soon.